Hey everybody, I'm here with a quick video on P. Diddy, Brother Love, Puffy, whichever name you want to call him by. Well, listen, he paid Cassie because he knew that lawsuit was pretty much a slam dunk. He knew she had all the evidence, the video footage, the still photos, recordings, whatever she had. He knew there was no way for him to get around that thing because she had all the evidence and she was exhibit number one. Did he knew that? But now, when it comes to this latest case, where he's being accused of GANGR, y'all got to fill in the blanks. This is YouTube. He's being accused of that. He's fighting that thing too for now. His first thing he said is it make the person say their name. And when that didn't work, now he's fighting back. He came back yet again. He's calling it fictional, and he said it's unconstitutional. He's saying this ain't right. It's too many years later. Who can remember? Who knows? Who this? Who that? He's not planning on giving up another check without a fight. Listen, guys, we're going to get more into this story right after this. All right, guys, let me go ahead and share screen with y'all. This is getting serious. Okay, so Sean Combs fires back at GR. Okay, lawsuit calling it fictional and unconstitutional. Diddy says the case on one of several SA cases he's facing was filed so late that it violates his constitutional right to defend himself. He's not going down without a fight on this one. Sean Diddy Combs has filed his first legal response to allegations that he trafficked in GR, the 17-year-old girl, in 2003, telling a federal court that the allegations are fictional and violate his constitutional rights to due process. The lawsuit filed in December was one of several SA cases filed against the hip-hop mogul late last year. In it, an unnamed Jane Doe accuser claims that Combs and former Bad Boy Records president Harvey Pierre plied her with drugs and alcohol before ordering her in a Manhattan recording studio where she was just a high school junior. But in his first formal response to the lawsuit, attorneys for Combs tell a federal court Tuesday that the event simply did not happen. He never participated in, witnessed, or was presently aware of any misconduct, sexual or otherwise, relating to the plaintiff in any circumstance whatsoever. Led by prominent entertainment litigator Sean Holy, Combs' attorneys not only argue that the allegations are false, but they are unconstitutional. They say that the statute cited in the lawsuit, New York City Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Law, is itself unconstitutional on its face, and that his accuser's decision to wait more than 2 decades has cost Combs the ability to defend himself fully and fairly. Now listen, can we talk? I'm just checking. Now, we do know Diddy, from everything that Cassie said, is sinister. He got a lot going on, doing the most. But I want to also say this. How fair do you think it is? And how much do you think someone can remember from 20 years ago? One might say, well, if I was the one that it happened to, I remember vividly. But if you read the lawsuit, She herself says there's not too much she remembers. There's only certain parts. So I say that why? To say that how can you fully defend yourself when some people can't even remember what happened yesterday, let alone 20 years ago? Not saying it didn't happen to her. I'm just saying, let's talk. So, for example, some or all of the evidence that otherwise would have been available if the action had been promptly commenced may be unavailable, lost, or compromised, his lawyer writes. The absence of evidence materially impacts the defendant's ability to defend against essential aspects of plaintiff's claims. Witness identification, availability, and recollections are likely compromised due to the substantial passage of time since the alleged incident. I told you earlier, Cassie was a slam dunk because she got video footage, she got everything. In this particular situation, it'd be a he said, she said type of situation. Unless the person at that time went to the hospital. But I will say this, I think even hospital records, I have to try to recall my memory. You don't have to keep them more than 10 years, I believe. I have to just dig into that a little bit more. The lawyers for Combs also say the case violates the so-called doctrine of unclean hands, meaning the accuser filed the lawsuit in bad faith. In making that argument, they said the lawsuit alleges an entirely fictional account that never occurred. They also argue that photos cited by the accuser in her complaint could be fake, disputing the context, genuineness, and or accuracy of the images. Now they're going to stop playing right here. Now they're reaching. Now they're reaching. I could see you saying the photos don't necessarily depict anything sinister, but now you're trying to say the photos are fake. Now they're reaching. Combs was hit with the lodge of abuse claims late last year. First in the form of explosive allegations of R by R&B singer and longtime romantic partner Cassie. That case quickly settled, but Combs was then sued by two other women who say they were SA'd and then hit with the current case over the alleged 2003 R of Jane Doe. Combs has already strongly denied all allegations. In a statement in December, he said, I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. In her complaint, Jane Doe claimed that she met Pierre at the club in 2003, when she was just a junior in high school. After he smoked crack cocaine and essayed Miss Doe by forcing her to give him oral S, she says she flew to New York on Combs' private jet to visit him in his Manhattan recording studio. This is not victim saying that. I'm just saying that I want to add this here for that piece. If all of that happened to her before she even went to the studio in New York on a private jet, what did she think how things was going to go from there? I'll continue. Well, at the studio, the lawsuit claims that Combs, Pierre, and an unnamed third man gave her drugs and alcohol until she was so inebriated that she could not possibly have consented to having S with anyone, much less someone twice her age. Well, at the studio, Miss Doe was Gaynard by Mr. Combs, the third assailant, and Mr. Pierre, in that order. The lawyer writes in the lawsuit. The lawsuit claims the unnamed man argued Miss Doe as she told him to stop, and that Pierre violently forced her to give him oral, during which Miss Doe was choking and struggling to breathe. Now, I wonder why the third person is not being named. When I first read this, I was like, something is up with that. After the attack, the lawsuit says the accuser could barely stand up and had to be helped to walk out of the building and back into a car. She says she was then flown back to Michigan. Also on Tuesday, Pierre filed his own formal response to the lawsuit, saying he never participated in SA of the plaintiff, nor did he ever witness anyone else SA-ing the plaintiff. Two corporate entities named in the lawsuit, Daddy's House Recording, Inc., and Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings, Inc., also asked to be dismissed from the case, arguing they could not be held liable for any alleged wrongdoing by Pierre and Combs. In a statement to Billboard on Wednesday, Jane Doe's lawyers sharply rejected the arguments from Combs' lawyer. Their deeply troubling allegations against the defendants by multiple women speak for themselves. The ridiculous claim that the photos are somehow fake and the law at issue is unconstitutional are nothing more than desperate attempts to conjure a defense where none exists. So everybody's fighting tooth and nail here. And then they have here, you can read Diddy's whole filing is all here. They put it all here. Maybe we'll do a live about this. I don't know, because these things are so triggering. It's just so much. But they put it here. Let me see. They do put her as Jane Doe. I was just checking to see if she was still listed as Jane Doe. And she is. And they got the whole case here. They got the lawyers' names, numbers, and everything. Well, like I say, it's woo. It's a lot. The pictures aren't fake. Let's be clear. The pictures aren't fake. Do I believe something happened to her? Absolutely, I do. Absolutely, I do. How is this going to turn out? I don't know. Because we got to look at the laws here and see how everything goes down. And I wonder if at the time she went to a hospital and got an R kit done. I don't know. Listen, guys, we got to stay connected to this story, but both Pierre and Diddy responded. Chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. Don't forget, guys, hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next video.